They managed it all very well, and it was quite something. It's one of those things I'll remember.
And can we shift to sort of this moment, because many people have suggested, we're in a world that is rapidly shifting, a changing world order. You've studied the 20th century intimately. I'm curious what you make of this period that we're in.
I think we're living through a time of great change. I don't think we know where it's going to go, but clearly things will not go back to being the way they were. We're seeing a world order which was built up during the Second World War, established at the end of the Second World War, which has served us fairly well with international institutions and a fair degree of international cooperation. We've had our problems, goodness knows. And I think that's now changing, and we're not sure what it's going to look like. We're seeing the United States, which used to be our friend, which is not behaving in a friendly way at the moment.
As we speak, Margaret, we're watching pictures of students get to the fence at the airport. Nothing happens by happenstance here. They've been invited to greet the king, and I'm curious, what do you read into the king coming to Canada to read the speech from the throne right now?
Oh, I think the timing is crucial. I mean, symbols matter in life. We know that. We have ceremonial occasions in our own lives, weddings, funerals, christenings, and I think they matter in international relations. And the fact that the king is coming to open Parliament at a time when Canadian sovereignty is under threat, I think is a symbol. And I think it's a gesture. Gestures can matter. And I hope it will be noticed in the White House, south of the border, that Canada is somehow different. It's not the 51st state of the United States. It has its own traditions, and this is a symbol of those traditions.
If there's a prospect of reward here, does that also mean there's a potential for risk?
There's always risk in any sort of international relations, and I suppose the risk for us is that it might annoy President Trump. He might see us perhaps as in some way defying him, but I think we've already shown quite clearly that we don't want to be the 51st state. And it's quite proper and right that the king should come to Canada. It's still part of the Commonwealth. It still recognizes the monarch. And so I think if it causes annoyance, really my view is that's too bad.
Okay. All right. Margaret, really lovely to see you and to hear from you. And I'll be so curious to see how you think this all went at the end of Tuesday. You take care.
Thank you.
Cheers. So why don't we head out to that very busy airport again? Because it looks like things are ramping up. We can see the Governor General, Mary Simon, and her husband, Whit Fraser, greeting those students. Why don't we just have a listen here, and then we'll go talk to Catherine Cullen. All right, so Catherine, you can see what's happening. We can really only hear the band at this point. What do you make of what's going on right now?
Yeah, this is a sense that the excitement is starting to build, Adrian, with the Governor General and her husband shaking the hands of students from various schools from the Ottawa-Gatineau area who have come to meet the King and Queen. I don't want to pick on any particular subject, but probably better than an afternoon of arithmetic, being out in the beautiful sun and having a chance to meet Canada's King. And you can see walking by me just now, Sydney Woodhouse-Nepinak, the Grand Chief of the Assembly of First Nations, in a beautiful headdress. Again, the Canadian media, international media, watching carefully as all of this happens. And you can hear the central band of the Canadian Armed Forces playing throughout this. The Canadian Dragoons are just outside of where you can see the shot right now on that's up on your screens, in their striking red uniforms and gold helmets. So there's quite a setup here, preparing to greet the King and Queen. As you might imagine, there's the head of the AFN on your screens.
Some of these students are actually taking part in the Duke of Edinburgh Challenge, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to go from here to take part in some hiking, Adrian.
Oh, I was thinking about those students you were referencing as well, and it's Pierre Elliott Trudeau Elementary School and École Secondaire Catholique Garneau in Orleans and Sacred Heart Catholic High School in Stittsville, Ontario. And to be part of the Duke of Edinburgh Awards at the time, they've been around forever, is kind of a life-changing experience for a lot of these students. Wouldn't you say, Carolyn, that it's it sort of forms huge relationships for them.
Yes, this was a program that the late Prince Philip designed so that students would be able to design their own outdoor expeditions that they would plan themselves. So leadership skills, outdoor skills, appreciation for the natural world, all came out of the Duke of Edinburgh's award program. And now we see King Charles III's younger brother, Prince Edward, who's the new Duke of Edinburgh, who often travels, including to Canada, to award those Duke of Edinburgh awards that these students have worked so hard for.